Alec forced his eyes to follow the swaying ropes up the awful pink walls. A shape floated there in the gloom, bulbous and indistinct. "Oh, a beastie!" Dylan cried, and one of the ropes seemed to move in response, curling like a cat's tail. They weren't ropes at all. Alex swallowed. "What is that thing?" "Have you not been listening?" Dylan said. "It's a Hexley. It's a Huxley, a sort of jellyfish full of hydrogen. Looks like it's had a growth spurt, too. Watch this." He dashed toward the dangling ropes, or tentacles, and grabbed a handful, pulling his feet up to swing along the catwalk. The other tentacles curled and flailed, but Dylan climbed higher, pulling the bulbous object down toward himself. Alec could see its piebald skin all too clearly now. It was covered with bulges like blisters or the warts of a frog skin. And yet, despite his horror, Alec found himself fascinated with the alien grace of the tendrils. The beast was like something from the deep ocean or a dream. Watching it left him half disgusted and half hypnotized. Tazza ran beneath Dylan as he swung, nipping at his boots and barking. The boy laughed, still climbing, dangling the swollen creature down until he was almost touching its horrid skin. Finally, he let go, landing with a clang on the metal walkway. The angry tentacles slithered around him as the creature shot back into the upper reaches of the beast inwards. "That one's getting strong," Dr. Barlow said. "It'll be ready soon." "Ready for what?" Alex said softly. "To carry me," Dylan smiled. "The big ones can take an airman up a mile. We've got a few adult Huxleys living deeper in." Alex stared up at the creature. A mile, more than a kilometer and a half. From the height, they'd easily spot the castle rectangular shape and even glimpse the stormwalkers standing in the courtyard. "I see you understand, Alec," Dr. Barlow said. "We'll find your family soon enough. Perhaps you should save us the bother." Alec took a slow breath. "Why should I help you?" "You already tried to help us," she replied. "And yes, I know you've been treated abominably in return, but you can't blame us for being suspicious. There is a war on, after all. So why make more enemies than you already got? Because we need your help, your family's help. Without it, we may all die." Alex stared hard into the woman's eyes. She was completely serious. "You can't fix the ship, can you?" Dr. Barlow shook her head slowly, and Alec turned away. If the Darwinists really were stuck here, the only way to save them was to give up the castle and all its stores. It was that or let them starve. But could he trade his own men's safety, maybe even the future of his empire, for 100 lives? I need to talk to Volger. He needed to talk to Volger. "Let me go," he said, "and I'll see what I can do." "Perhaps if you took us to your home," Dr. Barlow said, "under flag or of truce to prevent any unpleasantries." Alec thought for a moment, then nodded. They were going to find the castle anyway. "All right, but we don't have much time." "I shall talk to the captain," she snapped for Tazza. "Mr. Sharp, I believe you have duties in the machine room." "Aye, aye, ma'am," Dylan said. "But what about Alec? Shall I lock him up again?" Dr. Barlow looked at Alec. "Bella, Garant Ali. Alec nodded again. This isn't my war to wage. The woman gave him a smile and turned to lead Taza away. I think we can trust Alec not to run amok, Mr. Sharp. Feel free to take him to the machine room with you. He's a very well brought up boy. She and Taza disappeared into the gloom, and the detangled tentacles of the Huxleys swirled in their wake. You understood what she said? Dylan asked. That bit of Boffin speak?